For over a century, Ford has been a cornerstone of American industry, but a recent decision by the company has sparked controversy and debate. Ford announced that it would be shifting a significant portion of its electric vehicle, EV, production overseas. This move directly challenges the economic policies of former President Donald Trump, who had prioritized keeping jobs in the United States. While some see Ford's decision as necessary for survival, others view it as a betrayal of American workers and industry. The implications of this shift are far-reaching, affecting not just Ford but the broader economy, manufacturing sector, and political landscape. At the heart of Ford's decision were rising production costs. Trump's protectionist policies, including tariffs on essential materials like steel, aluminum, and lithium, had made domestic production increasingly expensive. These materials are crucial for building electric vehicles, and their rising costs placed a heavy financial burden on American automakers. Ford executives, after months of internal discussions, determined that continuing to manufacture EVs under these conditions would put them at a competitive disadvantage. Meanwhile, international competitors, free from such restrictions, were producing EVs at significantly lower costs. In addition, supply chain instability had made matters worse, with frequent disruptions in raw material imports leading to production delays and rising expenses. Given these challenges, Ford had two options: continue operating under an increasingly unsustainable system or take a bold step to secure its long-term survival. The company chose the latter, deciding to expand its EV production internationally. This move wasn't just about short-term financial relief, it was about positioning Ford as a dominant player in the EV market. By leveraging global partnerships, Ford could access crucial materials, reduce manufacturing costs, and invest in advanced battery technology. However, this strategic decision came with a heavy political price. Trump responded swiftly and aggressively, calling Ford's decision a betrayal of American workers. At a rally, he denounced the company, stating that American labor had built Ford into what it was today, and now the company was turning its back on them. He warned that companies moving jobs overseas could face consequences, including tariffs and the loss of government contracts. His rhetoric resonated with many, sparking widespread outrage and calls for a boycott. On social media, Ford's decision became a hot topic, with some supporting Trump's stance and others defending the automaker's move as a necessary adaptation to global economic realities. Despite the backlash, Ford did not waver. Instead of backpedaling, the company doubled down, releasing a carefully crafted statement explaining its position. Ford emphasized its commitment to innovation and sustainability, arguing that the decision was not about abandoning American jobs but about ensuring long-term growth and competitiveness. The company highlighted its continued investment in the U.S., including research and development and the production of high-tech vehicle components. Ford's message was clear: while it remained dedicated to American workers, it had to make strategic choices to stay ahead in the evolving auto industry. As tensions escalated, the conflict between Ford and Trump became more than just a dispute over one company's decision. It transformed into a larger debate about government intervention in business and America's role in the global economy. Some business leaders supported Trump's stance, emphasizing the importance of domestic manufacturing, while others warned that excessive government interference could create economic instability. Investors also reacted, with the stock market experiencing volatility as uncertainty loomed over the future of American manufacturing. One unexpected outcome of the controversy was the reaction of American consumers. While some backed Trump's call for a boycott, others rallied behind Ford, seeing the company's move as forward-thinking and necessary for maintaining global competitiveness. Social media became a battleground, with hashtags both condemning and supporting Ford trending simultaneously. The divide in public opinion highlighted the complexities of the issue. On one side, there was a desire to preserve American jobs; on the other, there was recognition that businesses must adapt to survive in a changing economic landscape. Ford's response to the controversy was strategic. It launched a public relations campaign to reinforce its American heritage, reminding the public of its long history and continued investments in the U.S. Executives gave interviews explaining that their decision was about adaptation, not disloyalty. They stressed that the global auto industry was changing rapidly, and companies that failed to evolve risked falling behind. Meanwhile, Trump faced a difficult choice. His strategy of pressuring corporations had worked in the past, but Ford was proving to be a formidable opponent. If he continued attacking the company, he risked alienating business leaders and economic allies. However, backing down could be seen as a sign of weakness. The debate over Ford's decision is about more than just cars. It represents a larger shift in the American auto industry and the economy as a whole. The transition to electric vehicles is no longer optional, governments worldwide are enforcing stricter emissions targets, and consumers are demanding cleaner alternatives. Ford is not the only company adapting to these changes. General Motors has announced plans to transition fully to electric vehicles, and Stellantis, the parent company of Chrysler, Jeep, and Dodge, is investing heavily in battery production. Even Tesla, despite its American identity, sources many of its critical materials from abroad. The auto industry's shift toward EVs is not just about new technology, it is reshaping the entire manufacturing process. Traditional factory jobs are declining as automation and artificial intelligence take over assembly lines. Companies must rethink everything from production methods to supply chains, and workers must adapt to new skills and job roles. The days of thousands of workers manually assembling cars are fading, replaced by a future where robotics and software engineering play a dominant role. Ford's battle with Trump underscores the tension between economic nationalism and globalization. While Trump's policies aim to protect American jobs, the reality is that the global market dictates much of what happens in the industry. Ford's leadership made a calculated decision to prioritize long-term success, even at the cost of immediate political fallout. If other automakers resist similar changes, they risk falling behind in the race for innovation. Beyond the auto industry, Ford's decision highlights deeper economic challenges facing the U.S. Tariffs on raw materials like steel, aluminum, and lithium have made domestic production more expensive, affecting not just automakers but other industries like consumer electronics and defense. If production costs continue to rise, more companies may be forced to shift operations overseas. Additionally, job displacement remains a major concern. While new opportunities will emerge in automation and technology, traditional manufacturing jobs are at risk, and retraining workers for these new roles is a difficult and ongoing challenge. Ultimately, the question is, who benefits from Ford's decision? Is it the company, which secures its global position? Is it Trump, who strengthens his appeal to his base through economic nationalism? Or is it the global market, which continues to push companies to adapt for survival? The answer is complex, and the coming years will reveal whether the U.S. can remain a leader in automotive innovation or whether resistance to change will cause it to fall behind in the global shift toward sustainability and automation. The battle between Ford and Trump is just the beginning of a much larger conversation about the future of American industry.